Okay. Make connection. So I will ask to every people.
Think of examples.
Okay, think of example. When you say think of example, can you give me an example of a definition of which you think of examples?
So if define it, suppose as a definition of a triangle.
Okay.
Trying to think of explicit triangles.
When you say explicit triangle, it means what?
Visualize
Okay.
different points.
Sometimes I will repeat my question. It is because I have not obtained the answer, the kind of answer I want. So visual example. It means you will draw on a paper or you will draw in your mind.
Yes.
You prefer both. You do both.
Yes.
Yes. Why you do both?
One helps the other.
Which one help?
Drawing helps the mind.
Yes. Why?
It gives something like what Bhaskar said. It relates to things that I have direct experience of.
Yes. 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 Partially yes. When you draw with your hand, you enlight some location in the brain which are not necessarily enlight when you think about the same figure. There are some common locations which are enlight when you draw a triangle in the paper and when you draw the triangle in the brain. But they are not exactly the same. And it's more easy to make a triangle on the paper than to make it in the brain, especially for some people who are not comfortable with visualization in the brain. In general, mathematicians are comfortable with visualization in general, but every time, not every time, but 6 days ago, I made a similar presentation in CMI. Most of people were oriented visualization for image, but one or two people say, I don't. So it is also interesting. So when you draw a triangle on the paper, it enlightens some location in the brain, and also the movement of the hand enlights other place of the brain that the mental imagery, because the movement is connected with other place. Okay. So you see example. So I need now other answers at example and links.
Means when I see the definition,
Yes.
I try to understand what it means, what it wants to say.
Yes, but what I want to understand is what you mean by understand. So you have not the right to use the word understand. Another try.
So what do you do to understand?
What is understand for you? Give me an example. It is links, making links, okay. Making example, okay. But you cannot say, I try to understand, because I ask.
By drawing the diagrams.
Okay, you write on the paper.
I use the paper so that it will be easy for me to understand.
Okay, I accept.
I guess I write on the paper sometimes.
You have not the right to repeat. It's to go fast. But you can say, I don't know. It's difficult to say, but okay, you say I don't.
I try to understand.
No, the word understand is forbidden. Only myself I am allowed to use it. Because my question is, what do you make when you try to understand? You cannot answer me, I try to understand.
Really, in particular cases, what does the definition mean? I try to observe that. In particular cases, what does the definition mean that I try to understand? And then
I understand nothing about your sentence because you use the word understand. You know, the game I propose is you cannot define understand by understand. I have a dictionary for this. I would like to obtain some concrete definition. So you explain me understand by understand. You understand that the game is not to use the word understand, except in a meta language that is not the same. Okay. You are faced in a definition which is not easy. What do you do? This is my question. Except making links, example, picture.
I'll try to imagine.
Good. This is another answer. You try to imagine means what?
what the definition
Yes, you see, there is a big lack in our culture, scientific and non scientific. We don't know how to speak about our. No problem, there are some seats, but they are the most expensive now. We have absolutely no habits on how to discuss about our internal words. I'm always surprised that we are very good practitioners of thinking. We don't know really, we have no words. We never discuss with our wife, husband, student in the way I will propose you. Because you say imagine. Okay, I don't know what the meaning of imagine. Please precise.
that depends. If the definition is
Take a particular case.
the definition conveys something to me which I already know, fine. But if I don't, I have to imagine.
Okay, I repeat my question. When you say I have to imagine, it means what? I will help you. Visual image or internal verbal dialogue?
Both.
Choose.
That depends upon the definition that's been presented.
Choose one definition in your head. From your point of view, it's more discussion with yourself or visual imagination.
Personal choice is visual.
Okay.
We are the same more or less.
We are not allowed to say the same. It's just to be efficient. Sorry, it's not to be negative.
Yeah. The first will be just to see the experiment or whatever you were doing, writing or drawing or do something by hand. And if not possible, then you visualize, try to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't visualize, if it is impossible,
Visualize. Then what options
yes.
I would try to place it in context. I would like to contextualize.
Okay.
In the sense that I don't approach the definition in a blank slate.
Yes.
I have some expectation of the definition before I come.
Yes.
And relative to the expectation, I'll see if there is an element of surprise or it confirms what I expected. In some sense, that will carry me forward to the next.
Okay. Okay. So I stop my question for this. I stop this kind of question and I ask, how do you know that you have understood? You can say, I can stop. I have understood this definition or this theorem, what you want, and now I can work with. I precise my question. What are the internal message you receive from yourself which tell you, I have understood?
all
Sorry? Good. Internal drugs. But it is legal. You risk nothing. Okay?
all consistency checks check out.
All consistent.
Consistency checks check out.
Okay, what I don't understand what the
I mean, if I have understood something, I predict something,
okay.
it should be true.
Okay. Verification by the consequence. Okay. Excitement, I will ask, how do you know physically that you are excited? I hope some
No, the whole body feels it.
whole the body.
Yeah.
No, not all the body. I'm sure that the knees is not inside. And your hand show the part of the body who is exciting. Hopefully it's not some dangerous part of the body. It was like that. No, but your hand show, you make a movement. So I will precise my question. Are you able to precise the subjective parameters of your excitement? Very strange question, just unusual. But if you have student, if you are with yourself, if with your colleague, in fact, subjective messages are very reliable. More than we believe. A cognitive scientist whose name is Damasio speak about somatic message. It means message which come from our body, but the body is connected to the brain. So is it the brain? Is it the body? It is the whole part. And it's like a million of computation which are done internally. We are not conscious of this, but we are conscious of excitation. It could be a useful information. It is what we name, what psychologists called metacognition, and there is a strong correlation between the fact that you know yourself, metacognition, Socrates, what you want, and the good result you have. Good student, and maybe probably good searcher, have a strong metacognition. It means they know that they know something, they know that they strongly know their subjectivity. And students who don't succeed has less metacognition. For example, they don't remark that they are exciting or not. They don't remark the message which show to them that they have understood or not. They are very optimistic. They understand every time because they believe, because it's more pleasure. But in fact, they don't understand. So a good student is a student who knows that he has understood and he knows that he has not understood. But it is not all students. Okay, you are mathematician, professional mathematician and researcher, so you have this ability. But don't believe that all your students, when I say all your students, students at the beginning of the studies, have this ability. And I will say the good students have, this is psychological scientific studies, and bad students, who have less good results, have less this ability to know themselves. So, it's a competence to know that I know. It's not only philosophical, abstract statement. It allows us to succeed or less. Okay. So, understanding, I believe, it's not a result, that the pleasure go with understanding. But it is a trace, very fast, subtle pleasure. It's not when you drink 2 bottles of beer. It's fast. It takes some milliseconds or some seconds, and it's not so easy for any people to remark. But it is an indicator. Okay. Understanding is how to solve problem. It's not how to solve. A task of thinking is solving problem. Okay, it's our job. Find solution, you say. I begin a list. I can understand and not be able to memorize. Distinguish understanding and memorize. Some good students understand but don't memorize. You can also memorize without understanding.
But understanding is not binary, right?
No, sure.
So, I mean, in some sense, you have like you feel partial understanding.
Sure.
At some point, it kind of clicks, and so there is a gradual build-up as well.
Sure.
Right? Which again, perhaps has to do with continuous care.
When I train teacher, I suggest them to put in their class some very easy question to their student. They give an exercise to the student, 10 minutes. Before to correct, ask every student to put a note about the believing they have that what they did is correct. You can change by, have you understood? And you give a note between 0 to 10. Why it is interesting? First, it's possible almost every time. It takes no time. 15 seconds. And it trains students to ask themselves, have I understand? It's very important. You train people to metacognition. And some people never ask themselves if they have understood. Or, as I said, they immediately answer or believe I have understood. Or I have not understood. Some people think that they have not understood, and they have understood. Yes, it's not binary. Okay, I continue. So, I think that for a researcher or a teacher, asking what is a mind is not a hobby question. I think it's crucial, even if the society doesn't consider it. This is my believing. We work with the mind, we work with the thinking, we teach, we search. Don't have some idea about the mind is not a possibility. So first, something very easy. The mind is not the brain. The brain, you can touch it, you can see. This is a 1 kilo or a little more than 1 kilo. We know a lot of things about the brain. We know more and more every day, every years, but it is not the mind. There are some correlation. I just say it's not the mind. So what is the mind? If you look psychology, you will see some system with module like a computer, with some processor which are specialized for memorization, for articulatory control, for verifying, memorizing some sentence, for example. You see some module which are responsible for the image, for the auditive, for the kinesthetic part. So it's like a distributed system with communication. In general, the model of psychologist is very high level and not implementable. This is an architecture proposed to recognize face. Okay. In computer science, we know what is a mind. It is a Turing machine. But you see, when you look at Turing machine, this one or this one, the distance with what we think what is a mind is high. So this is the same. The concrete view, the less concrete but concrete, and the machine. This is the machine of this. Okay, so to give something before to finish, I will propose not a scientific model, another system with module. I will say the mind is by definition 5 modules. I will tell you which one. A module which manage feeling and emotional, a module which manage sensory representation, and a large module which is in charge of the language. Language, it's hard task. At the center, so every module can communicate with every module, and there is a module which is at something at the center, which is a module which focus attention. Don't confuse or don't confuse attention and conscience. Almost every time we are not conscious, because it takes time and it's more of the time it's not useful. But we are attention. We make something in us make attention to something, but we are not conscious of this. In general, our conscience has some delay with the fact. If you want to become a champion of athleticism, if you want to win Olympic champion, it's not my volunteer, as you don't imagine this. I am a mental champion for running 100 meters. Do you know how champions train to win 100 meters running? They spend 1-2 hours per day to train just the D part. Some people fire with a pistol and they run. Do you know how many times we need as humans, when we listen the noise of the pistol, to be able to run? The incompressible time. So, give a number. You have nothing to lose.
What was?
You don't understand my question?
I don't understand.
Ah, you say nothing. What are these students? They don't understand and they don't say, Professor, I don't understand. Ah, it's a pity. My question is, how many times I need, when I listen at T0, the noise of the pistolet, the gun, to begin to run? If I want to be a champion, if I say, oh, probably I listen the noise, so I have to run, I will never be a champion. I could be a mathematician, but not a champion in... Yes, instinctively, and I will say what is the meaning of instinctively, because it is like understand. I don't know the meaning of instinctively. Yes, instinctively.
It's like spontaneous, even though we don't know what it's, when we listen the sound, and it will stimulate us to run actually, without thinking whether we...
Exactly. I want a number. You are mathematician, I want number. You don't understand my question? Still?
Fraction of seconds.
A number.
Number.
A number. 1, 2, 100, 1,000, 500. Say your time.
0.1 second.
What?
1 second.
1 second. Okay. Other proposition, please.
Millisecond.
So,
Millisecond. 1 millisecond.
okay. We have choice with a ratio important. 1/10 of the second. Okay. 1/10 of the second. I think this is the correct answer. If I run after 1/20 of a second, what is the word for tricher? I don't.
Your chance to be faulty. Oh, I see.
The running is cancelled, and I can tell you, yes, you cheated because you decide to run before to listen the gun. 1/10 seconds is the minimum time to go. In fact, the treatment of the sensory message, the noise of the gun is a sensory message, is in general around 500, 1/2 seconds. It can be shortened to 1/10. It cannot be shortened less. Champion train to reduce the 1/2 to the 1/10. How? They learn what we try, exactly the converse what we do. They try to stop to think. It means they try, as you say, they train to not to be conscious about the noise, because conscience is too long. If I be in my head say, I listen, okay, don't run, you lose. I have to run without thinking about the run. In fact, I think, a part of my body think, but I train to make a Pavlov something, a reflex. I listen, but I don't, you see, stop the thinking. It is for this reason a champion in running has learned not only to run, don't easy joke, he has trained to stop to think, but it is an ability, it's not stupidity. Because stop to think, not in the noise, in the night and do nothing, but I have to think because it is a thinking to listen to noise, but I have to, you understand the difficulty? To decide without deciding. It means to train their unconscious to take the decision and not to use the conscience. And they have to train consciously to let the conscience. It's not so easy. I tried to become an Olympic champion, but I miss. For the body, it was okay, but for the beginning, I miss. Okay, this is, so I train sometimes, judo, a team of judo, just for the pleasure, because one of my children was making judo. I feel the team very kind, and I propose them, I say, I can train you for the judo. They say, who are you? I say, I'm a guru. I have the yellow in judo. I have when I was 10 years only. They say, oh, it's strange guy. So I continue, and in fact they think that okay, we can try, and I train them because in the judo it's the same. If you look the adversary and you think something, in fact when you make a fighting in judo, it's too late to think. You think before, you think after. Stop to think when you fight, but you have to think before and after. Okay, so most of the part of this module is unconscious. And this is a database in which all our knowledge, not our story, about the image of ourselves, our vision of the world, everything, our believing, are inside in different formats. It can be visual image, formal, formula, what you want. Okay, so now you know what is the mind. This is, for this evening, the mind is something like that. And to be not stressed by the time, I propose my conclusion, so after I will be free, because the conclusion is done. So, there are different theories about the mind. I will adopt the computational theory of the mind, something like, if I want to go fast, that the mind is like a program which computes on a computer. It's an image. It doesn't mean that the brain or the mind is a computer. It means that among the model we have today, the model of a computer and program is not so bad, but we will have better later. So, what is important is, more precisely, the mind computes, think means computing, and it is not a modern view. Leibniz, a philosopher, speak about the computation, the thinking, do you know where from which the computation, the word computation, where it comes from? In French or in Latin, so in Indian, in Hindi, but we speak English. But even in English, I don't know if it is the same root, but calculus comes from small stone that were used to manage numbers. Okay, Leibniz, just to say it's not from computer, Leibniz is 4 centuries ago, make a clear connection between thinking and computation. You know that Turing also. Turing, if you read his books, his journal or books, when he tried to describe how the Turing machine arrived to his mind, he asked to some people how he does internal subtraction. And he asks the people, how do you do? And he thinks that there is a place for data, there is a place for processor, and he tried to... I don't say that all the Turing model comes from psychology. I say that Turing was also interested by psychology. It is natural because a computer is a good model for psychology, and in the year, psychology uses intensively the model of computer. So what is important for us is the mind works on representation, and I will say he works only on representation. You cannot, when you say you have nothing in the mind, it's false. It means that you don't know what you have in the mind. So, what is interesting and for me, and I will describe this, is what are the internal representations we have? Is it interesting to discuss? I answer yes. Is it interesting to give them to students? Yes. I pretend or I say that when you discuss with colleagues, you exchange representation, but very badly, because it's not explicitly operational. You make some draw on the tableau, you have some image, but you don't use, in general, I don't know you, all of you, but I make the hypothesis that it's very rare that we explicitly give our internal representation. And I think it's a pity. For teacher, for researcher, for ourselves, we have some difficulty. How we will try to pass the difficulty if we know that we have to develop a representation. And the representation can be symbolic, numérique, verbal, visual, visio-spatial, auditory, kinesthetic. This is in general forgotten. Or corporal, also forgotten. For example, I had 20 years ago a PhD student who told me that when she has some hesitation between the orthograph of two words, the spelling of two words, she chooses the correct one for her, because when she is in front of the bad one, she has the feeling to touch with her arm something, and the contact is not comfortable. You will say she was completely mad. I say we are all totally mad, but because we don't speak about what we have in our mind, we can think that we are not mad. But speak about what this is in your mind. You are not mad, but you have something in your mind which is not exactly the same than the other. And I think this is interesting, because if every people has exactly the same representation, okay, not interesting to discuss. But what I say, when you find some people who has a different representation than you can learn something. So you can learn with a student who has no good result, or with a colleague, if he explicitly gives a representation. So, it is possible to describe the representation. And the computation we do with, I don't know, the category, the logic, how I represent the general relativity, what is an algebraic machin. Okay, I'm not alone to say that. Think to Descartes. He creates a link between draw and equation. Algebraic method. Geometry algebraic. Algebraic geometry, it's fashion. It's we have an equation, and now we try to use the visual intuition associated to the equation to think with the equation. I know nothing about algebraic geometry, but I read some people who are strong researchers and say what is very nice at this time with algebraic geometry is that we use the visual intuition inside the equation. And this is completely new. Some Russian Grokomov or some strong searcher in this domain create some new way for thinking. I think it is very... So Descartes is not new, he do something, and every time, I remember that when I was young, I tried to understand the relativity from Einstein, the restricted relativity, not the general relativity. And I only remember that I try, I have no, and sometimes I obtain a representation. How I obtain a representation? Because I have the feeling, excitation. Ah, I understand. It is in that sense, it is not, my unconscious process evaluate, send me a message of excitation, my poor conscience capts it, and I can say, I understand. Because it understands in my body before. My body, the brain, and the knees. I suggest you, just as a game, to discuss after this evening, tomorrow, in the next days. Not after, because you will forget. Try to explicit to one colleague one representation of an object with whom you discuss. And exchange representation. You will be surprised. You will be surprised because you speak about politics, sex, you never speak about representation. I guarantee that there is no risk. As for politics and sex, you can discuss representation. It's subjective experience without any risk. Okay, what I will present, I call it, I create a I create not a discipline, but an expression. Yes, it's more easy. Cognitive analysis, and I teach this in my university from 1 hour to 20 days, depending the patience of the student and the colleagues. So, I'm a little unconscious also, but I told you that we are all inconscious, so I am the first, because I speak about some very difficult things, and there are some neurologists, we know that everything is complicated. You work in mathematics or in neuroscience, you know that you work hard during 3 years to have one paper which precise, that the memory in the... I know that. I publish my list of serious papers. So how can I say that I have understand the mind, because I say that, safely with colleagues which are... So I precise. Yes, I don't pretend, and I don't say that I have a scientific knowledge. I cannot have a scientific knowledge on all the domain involved by the mind. But I can have a practical knowledge for working with minds. It's more easy. Intellectually, no difficulty. The difficulty is in the practice, to how to practice. So, this is now I have finished my presentation. I have till which time? 5:30 it is written? Yes, okay. But I will not allow questions, so I have 5:30. So I finish the introduction, and I will go now on my thesis, which is not my thesis, computational theory of the mind. The mind operates on representation. Okay, so a way to approach the mind is, what is a representation? Go. So, I have still a question. It will slow me, but okay, I need your participation. If I could do other, I will do, but I need you. It's a pity. So, I ask to all of you, I chose an easy definition, or an easy object. I imagine that computer scientists, mathematicians, and either other people, strange people, who are not mathematicians and neither computer scientists. Physics. You know what is a graph. Even if you don't know, you can make the job. So what I ask you, and what I ask you is, I will say,
What is MCS?
what is
MCS.
mathematics and computer science? It's not very far from your institute. So, when I will tell you the following sentence that you don't have to think now, listen it as a noise, a pixel, but not interpret. It's impossible. For example, if I tell you, don't think to a giraffe, do you succeed? It's a pity. So, I will say you, think to a graph. What I want is that you try to see what arrives firstly in your mind. Do you understand my asking, my question? And this will be a memory of my very good English. When I speak, I don't listen myself. This is safe for me. When I listen me, I stop. It's also safe. So I'm always safe. Okay. So think to a graph and look what arrives in your mind. Become an observer of what arrives. This is my question. So you have it finished. The exercise is very fast. So what?
I see a picture of a network.
Okay, the network was a precise network or an abstract with networks. It means a metro, the graph of a metro, of a train, an abstract, point and arcs.
Yes.
Listen, what is the color of the point?
They are different colors.
Another mad people, I'm happy. Different color, in general when we say different than.
No, they are not all the same, so the shades are somehow different.
Listen. Can you describe for us your subjective experience, which is unique?
The arcs are always black.
Sorry?
The arcs are always black.
Okay.
But the nodes,
Oh yeah, look her. She is a little shame, or she's. It's not serious. Why I have not everything without color? Because I'm scientific. I'm not allowed to color. So you have to allow people to think as they think. I will explain after why color is serious and can be accepted. We are ashamed. Shame is good. We are ashamed to have color in our mind. I will cry. I will pleurer. There are some French translators here. Cry, it's good. Yes, it's very sad for me that people doesn't allow herself to have color. Please, you are not mad. Or I am, and I can tell you, they are all mad like you. But they are not courageous, or they are not pointed by me. So, how many colors? No, don't count the color. Give one color.
red,
Another.
blue,
I ask you to count.
Two.
It's not finished. Another color.
red, blue, green.
Another color.
I see these usually. When I'm seeing a graph, it's usually this.
Ah, will you listen? Usually. It's not an accident. She is totally mad. Not this evening. So, a story. I have a friend who is also a researcher in between mathematics and computer science, and we discussed. He told me, I did not succeed to finish this paper, 50 page, very difficult. When I stop and I come back after, I must come back, and I don't progress. I say, no problem, I have the solution. So we discussed about how he was memorizing, and how he tell me in the discussion that when he was 6 years, he'd never speak with other people about what I will say. He told me, not as a secret, but because we discussed, that he saw the letter of the alphabet, the French alphabet, especially the voyelle, good, in color, and each vowels is in different colors. You too? No. So he doesn't do something. It arrive. So after knowing this, I asked him to color his text with some semantic, theorem, proof, algorithm, definition, what you want. And with these techniques, he finished his paper, and some years after, 5 years after, he has always in the mind the paper with the color. So just I want to say that the color in the mind can help us to make a difficult job. It's okay, you accept your color? Okay. Another view of the graph.
It's a complicated graph.
Yes. Complicated, I don't know what's the meaning.
It's a big graph.
Big.
There are a lot of
Big, how many nodes?
So I can come here maybe some 100 to
Okay. A large number of nodes.
lot of edges going across.
Okay.
And they are all yellow. Yeah.
There are, I don't know where I am. All yellow. The nodes and the arcs. Oh! Another.
He's my student.
No random. Yes. If I was a psychanalyst oriented to find meaning in every... Okay. Your graph.
It's a figure from a textbook.
So how do you... Listen.
Yeah.
How do you know that it is from a textbook?
It looks like a figure from a textbook, although I don't know what the textbook is. So it appears as black dots joined by straight lines. I don't know how many nodes there are, but it looks like a figure.
See, another madman. He knows that it comes from the textbook, but he does not know the textbook. But it's sure. I don't try to convince that it doesn't come from the textbook. Okay, thank you. Other people who want to give another representation. If some people have some color and all yellow, I'm not interested. We have a representant for another kind of graph.
I have a
Yes.
goes back to my younger days. To me, a graph comes with a graph sheet, which comes with grid points. Then the next thing that comes in my mind is a curve like this. That's my graph. A curve rather than a plot. Plot of a function. That's how we are introduced to graph.
I was not precise intentionally in my question. I don't ask you a graph with a finite number of nodes because I did not want to influence you in a way. So the graph of a function is allowed. Everything is allowed. What is the color of your graph?
The grid is red and the curve is blue because I used to use blue ink.
No black things, normal, mathematical, white and black. What is this color audience? Very strange.
My graphs are all black.
Ah. But they are on a white support. Don't say that it is yellow now.
Yeah, I suppose white background.
Ah, you are normal. All the others are very strange. Okay. So, a graph can arrive with a concrete visual image like the metro, abstract point and arcs. Maybe some people discuss with them the first things which arrive is, I know that a graph is a finite set of points with who? Because you speak with image, but there is a social consensus. When the first people say, I have an image, the other will say, I have an image. But some people maybe discuss with themselves without a lot of image. Who? In general, it's a minority. It can be the empty minority. Okay. Are there some people who see nothing, no image? Graph is oriented. If I ask for a more abstract definition, so graph is increase the probability that you access to a visual image. Okay. So some people can see a matrix, a graph. If you are abstract, yes. Why it can be a matrix? You have 10 on 10, and you have 1 or 0 if there is an arc from one point to another point. If you enumerate the node as integers, or what you want, and you can make a matrix. So it's not the first concrete object, but when you think on graph, you can see them as a tuple with node and arcs. You can see them as a matrix. It's not the same location in the brain. It's not the same tools, because when you want to compute how many paths of length n are in a graph, matrix is a good tool for doing that. But matrix, if you want to see if your graph is strongly connected, matrix is not so good for intuition, working with intuition. If you give all these things to a computer, okay, the computer has its own representation, and I speak about human representation. So I can say that yes. I can say that a graph is a relation, any relation. But in fact, some students are helped if you tell them that, okay, take a relation, it is a subset of x to x. Think to a student who saw nothing, because S to S, I can see the orthograph, the word, but if you show or just say it is a relation, it shows who is in relation with whom. Just this sentence, without any draw, it can be a strong help, not for PhD student, but for a bachelor or student in the year before. I can do the same for finite automaton, but I will not. It's one of the main objects in computer science, but I take time. So just to say that I can ask this question for a lot of objects. So, we discover that there is color, there is image. Okay, a subtle point of view. I can see an image of a car when I am outside the car or when I am inside the car. It is a very strong difference, and the neurology of the brain allow the neurologist to distinguish if you see an object from outside or if you see the object inside. It's not so easy. They found the neurons, the block of neurons, which encode the mental position. It gives like, so it's not only literature or cinema, and think about literature and cinema if you have time to go to cinema and read literature. Always your point of view change. And you remember that when you are at the place of the hero, you have more feelings than when you look the hero from your seat. Because it's based on a psychological law, not very well used by psychologists. That is, the intensity of the feeling depends on the distance of myself, don't ask where I am, and the image I see. Especially if I see myself. Because mentally I'm able to see myself, or to see a hero in a film in whom I identify. So, some students see image, but the image doesn't speak to them. You listen to the word I use? An image who speak. We have the yellow, now the image speak. No. Some students, and you, are more concerned when you go in the object. Because we feel more things or different information. If we want to code something difficult, try not to see the definition at 10 meters from you. And every time I will ask a question, if I ask you at which distance is the object, you will be always able to answer to me. So, or you are totally mad, or it has a meaning that you don't know, but I know. So, there is a thing to see a graph and an automata. It's another thing to go mentally in the graph and to walk along the arc. You don't enlight the same place in the brain. When you have a difficult theorem, definition, representation, try to change the point of view with these precise parameters. Go inside the object. You will see, you will feel, you will change your feeling. And the feeling is a good way to orient the thinking. Because we think with feeling. In fact, intellectuals are, how do we say, sentimental. Oh, it's not you always the easy way for translation, the easy word. Okay, I will ask you nothing now. As almost. Okay. When you ask people to look about a virtual image with some object and you look about the brain, you can distinguish whether people is so allocentré means I see from outside and egocentré means I am in. Okay, and in fact I will add a third parameter, and okay, only this we can make one day training about this because it's very interesting. So, in the development of the baby, the mental point of view, the ego mental point of view is here at the beginning, and it is easy to be in this parameter. It is sequential. You have a point of view from you and in the sequence, and you have more feeling, topokinesthetic, feeling of the space. You have to know that what I am saying now is used by literature and cinema, but before you use a GPS in your car, there are some dozen of PhD, hundred of papers from psychologists and neurologists to try to see what is the best view to present to your user for the path and to avoid that he don't look the car behind or before him. So there were many research to understand this point of view motivated by money for selling GPS. But in fact, it's also a way to make psychology. Because you can, if you take some distance with some mental object, you reduce the intensity of feeling. So it can be used. So, ego and halo, I told you, so it's more difficult. It begins with the 5 years, maybe it's never finished, but it allows a global view. You have not the same view. But hetero is the third parameter. It is the operation by which I put my mind inside him. I become him. Not really. I don't practice voodoo and something like that. But when you want to communicate some people, you can try to think like the other. So when you try, it is very abstract what I say. The neuron exists and have been localized for this point of view. So you see that empathy, for example, anticipate if I present this, what will be the answer of the reviewer. The ability we have to take our point of view, a point of view from outside, and take the place of the other to anticipate how the other will judge us. Okay, we do that every time. But we don't know consciously that something in our mind change our mental position. And that sometimes you can, by volunty, change your point of view. Not very often, but you can. So I discover that, okay, a lot of things, but it is a cognitive interview practiced by a policeman to know if a witness says the truth. So you can ask the witness to speak about what he saw, a scene, from the point of view of another people than him. So we know in the brain who code some precise element. Okay, but I'm not a neurologist. Come back to mathematics. You say 530. No. Yes? Oh. Okay. Question. No question. Perfect. So, probably you know this. So, you see that when your brain reads this, it's not the same location that when he reads this. So I have not the secret to have the field medals of the Turing medal, else I will have. I will not teach to how. So it's more so some student or some searcher are comfortable with verbal and symbolic formalism because they have probably the translator internally, unconsciously, on which this data, cognitive data, is manipulated. Some other needs or want more some spatial visual representation. I have not to choose, we have not to choose, but to be able to go from one to one and to circulate between representation is good. We have two hemispheres, and one is verbal, the other visual. This is scientific. And we have hundreds of thousands of fiber which allows the information to go from one hemisphere to the other. When we cut all the fiber, the information doesn't circulate. And there are many interesting scientific experiences we explicit these links. So, what I believe, I don't say what I know, what I say what I believe, to be clear, is I think that we understand more deeply something when we have a verbal representation and are able to translate into a visual representation and then go from the visual to the verbal. If we can add the feeling, which is always forgot by intellectual because they are intellectual, I don't believe this. Not 1 second. I think that intellectuals are sentimental, which are not explicit, because we are guided by it's just micro-sentimental. So, I will say 3 representation. Have we a feeling? Have we an image? Have we a formula? A word? And mixture. Because you see, this is not a concrete image of a tree. It is a symbolic image. But it enlightens some place in the brain which are also connected to concrete image. And for some people, it is a way for beginning to think. If they don't begin to think with image, they don't think. You remember probably, or I will tell you, that Gauss, when he was 10 years ago, compute the sum of this well-known series. So how he do? He made a visio-spatial. So I didn't interview Gauss. Unfortunately, he was not free when I phoned him. So I just make the hypothesis, but it is what is written in the story, that he saw, instead to think horizontally, he think vertically. This is exactly a visio-spatial reasoning. And this reasoning to think vertically can be used to represent the positive instance of the first order theory of addition without multiplication for coding the positive instance of a formula by the language of binary finite automata. You understand nothing, probably. It's just to say, it's not only for Gauss 2 centuries ago. The ability to have a spatial reasoning is good. It can be useful. So, memorize this. Visual also. Always to compute a sum. And if people take attention about their representation, they will be able to refine them. They will be able to learn from professor. Ah, yes, you will be able to learn from your colleague that he managed this representation. Some of your colleagues are better than you for something. Eat them. Ask them how they do in their mental life. And you will simulate their thinking. And you will become better. Maybe you can tell them also how you think, but it's not necessary. I don't suggest that everything is easy with image. No, I'm not so naive. But it's not only for mathematics or computer science. When you want to learn the difference of the French word which designs something in the past and does something in the future, some verb, sometimes for the verbs called imperfect, design an action which begin in the past and finish in the past. Another description of the past is begin the past and is not finished presently. If I explain this with sentence, it's boring. A lot of students doesn't understand. If I make a draw, but this kind of draw is never done by a literature professor because they dislike mathematics, and this is a mathematics. Wow. Rousseau, I recommend you to read Rousseau, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, yes, a French writer, but it is not because it's French. He saw in a text that I have no time to show you, that he understands nothing to a plus b square equal a square, b square, 2ab. He makes the computation, he says, I believe, it seems true, but I understand nothing. So he says, I understand that I don't understand. In fact, we miss words. We must say, I understand, I saw that it is correct, and I don't understand because I have no representation which is exciting for me. You are my exciting guy representation. You can understand line by line a proof, and at the end of the proof, it arrives, I say I understand nothing. I understand every line. I understand that it is true going from this line to the other one, but I understand nothing. But I understand, but I understand. So, we need new words. Feeling. So, Rousseau say, when he discovers this square, he say, I understand. Because he feel the reality, because his brain in light. 2 centuries ago, he doesn't answer neither by my call, so I don't say that thinking with image is good. If you want to compute A plus B power 3, you have 9 objects in the mind, the limit is 5. So it's not good. And if you want to A plus B power 4, it's not good. Image can be good or bad. If you think that this is a representation of the evolution, it's good. If you are, it's not good in all cases because it's not scientifically the good representation. So it's not because it's a visual representation that it is good. A visual representation can be bad. The good, the more correct scientific representation is we have a common ancestor with a monkey, but we are not on the same branch. So we can discuss with creationists. You have new objects. If I ask you a bijection between a segment and the real, okay, it's not a play because you know the solution, because you learned 30 years before. So, okay. But if you were not knowing, you will not immediately write the function. But maybe you, with this geometrical thinking, first, and maybe after, you will formalize with the function. If I ask, okay, so mental imagery is the second section, I will skip. I want just to say, what you have in mind, even maybe yellow, red, gray, okay, it is the limit. It exists. The science of mental imagery exists since the 1850, in the century. There are many papers, thousands of papers, and very strange. If I ask you to make a lion in your, think, not, see a lion in your mind. It's done. Now, put an elephant. I measure the time. Remove everything. Put a small dog in your mind. Add an elephant. I measure. You took 200 milliseconds more to put an elephant when there were a lion. Or to put a lion when there. Why? Because the elephant or the lion take all the place. You have not to discuss. It is scientifically established. What is scientifically established is not the elephant take more place. What is scientifically established is the difference of time to answer. Now, explanation. I will not... So there are very interesting things. If you have 6 minutes more at home or at your office or where you want, listen on YouTube an interview from Richard Feynman who speak about how it's difficult to count, how we count internally, differently. I don't say more. This is a play, an exercise, a scientific exercise, experience to look this object, identify between these 4 which is the same as this. Maybe there are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stops. I give you 30 seconds. Who thinks that object 1 is the same? The hand. Levez la main, translator. Thank you. So, who vote for this? Okay? Who vote for this? For this? For this. Who dislike this exercise? I dislike. Who dislike? Who like? You have to train. Okay. So this is one of the main objects in computer science, theoretical computer science, is rational language. They are defined as algebraically as finite words, and you make the closure by union, by concatenation, by star. So you obtain, you take the list set which satisfy these rules. You can recognize the same language by some automata, more or less deterministic. You can construct formula in monadic second order logic. You can obtain then more algebraically as by a morphism into a finite monoid. You have a logical view, you have a graph view, you have an algebraic view, you have another algebraic view. I think that all these views in like different places in the brain, and it is also scientific result. There is no contradiction. But I think that we like when we have different view of the same object. It's not a mathematician and computer scientist and the other, because when I view the same object with different view, I have the feeling to understand better. Something resists to different view. So there is a real, and if I want to prove, do, think, I will take this view, and if I want to do, think in another way, I will use this view. And something are possible with one view and quite impossible with another view. So this is, for example, one of the first results on regular language is that if you take a word of the language which is sufficiently large, then you can find at the middle a factor, a word, that you can iterate infinitely often. If I ask you to prove this with definition of a regular language or a rational language is the algebraic definition, you will not succeed easily. If I tell you it is to prove by for language recognized by automata, by graph, then you will walk on the graph and you will see that if you make a walk larger than the number of nodes, by the principle of what you know, pigeonhole principle, you find, after some time, you find again a node that you have found before. So you have made a circuit, and this circuit you can turn, and this is the word you were. So a very easy proof with the graph view, a quasi-impossible view, proof with the algebraic point of view. Both views are interesting, because some things are more easy with algebraic, so when you want to show. So, not to choose, have a lot of view about the same thing. Who knows this experience to put a cord along the earth? You have the earth, you put a cord along, so you know that the rope is 40,000 kilometers. So I add 1 meter to the cord. And I still put along all the earth. My question is now, like here, so the cord is uniformly put, so there will be some place between the earth and the cord, because I add 1 meter. At the beginning, the cord is exactly touch the earth, so I put 1 meter more. My question is, what is the distance more? Immediate answer, don't think.
I know it, so I won't say.
Yes, please. He wants to show you that he knows a lot of things. What was the utility of this sentence? So, intuitive answer.
1 meter.
1 meter, no. I add 1 meter to the cord. It cannot be 1 meter more on all the earth.
1 by 40,000.
1
By 40,000.
by 40. Okay, so very small. In fact, I wait for an answer which say very, very small, or less small than this, or I don't know.
Very, very small.
Thank you for the answer.
Very, very small.
Very small.
Very small.
Okay, it's a pity to have so much PhD, professor and researcher, because the answer is 16 centimeters.
Exactly.
And I know, but I have no merits. I read. even I cannot understand. It means when I make a mental visual exercise, I see very, very small. When I make the computation in 2 lines, I found 16 centimeters. And the same question for the tennis ball, any ball, it will be 16 centimeters. You will make the job after the presentation because it is. It's just to say visualization is not the best, but visualization is good. Feynman, he obtained the Nobel Prize for a lot of things, but I know nothing about quantum mechanism, but some physicians are here. What I understood, you correct me if I'm wrong, is his diagram, Feynman diagram, are very well known because they help physicians to think and not only to manage equations, but they combine them, they give them a spatial visual tools which is recognized as the main apport from Feynman. I am wrong, I am true? When you say nothing, I am true. I can finish with Einstein, who say, when I think, word and language seems to play no role. Read his book, his paper, 1 or 2 formula by paper. A lot of thought experience. One of his thought experience is you are sit on a photon, on a particle of light, and you are looking your face in a mirror. You know the speed of the photon, and the question is, what do you see in the mirror? It is exercise for yourself. The size of the cord, what you see, and yes. This is my conclusion. I suggest that you take just a little energy to be conscious of some of your representation, and you teach them to students, and you discuss with colleagues. And maybe you write in your paper, in your research paper, you find a better representation to help the reader. I finish. So, no, yes, it was a joke, sure. It was the unique joke of my presentation. Well, questions are obligatory. No.
Why?
You have to digest the 16 centimeters, what I see when I am sit on a photon, and some other question. So, ability with visual representation, for example, can be trained and increased. This is a positive message. If you work on visualization and representation, which is not in the society, we never speak about, so we have no exercise to improve because no people think that maybe it's possible. Don't play with Nintendo, or I don't remember the game with 15 million of... there are some stupid games for exercise memory, which doesn't work. But if you train, all are stupid, but what I will say is interesting. If you train to visualize, to try to visualization, you can increase your possibilities. I just say that. And take pleasure. When you take pleasure, it's a sign that your mind works well. When you take not pleasure, there is some... I don't say that I'm always take pleasure. I'm not like our colleague, always excited. But it's reasonable to have sometimes pleasure. Yes, sorry.
So cognitive scientists or neuroscientists also work for the blind, right?
I don't listen.
People who are blind, who are visually.
Ah, yes.
And for them, everything is mental image. How do they see this?
They can use some place in the brain which are devoted for image, they use for other representation.
But you
Ah.
also switch between different representations.
Yes, yes, yes. In fact, I will say, I know how to work manually with representation with human. I have not found a scientific result, but a complete result about representation. For example, blind people, they are different if they are blind from the birth or they have image, but even it's very difficult for people who are not blind to see what a blind people see. But even we never discuss about what we have in mind. So I will become not with blind people, but just my neighbor. And you see a giraffe, okay? Show me the giraffe. And I will learn that he sees the giraffe yellow. Oh, it's normal. But I will learn that she saw a graph yellow. I will say, she's not blind, she's normal. He has the same blues. So speak with other people, your neighbor since 20 years, and you will discover that it's not a way to obtain the field medal. You cannot decrease your ability. I guarantee there is no risk. But you will learn, maybe, first pleasure to discover something new, because it's our job. We have pleasure to discover. And there are some scientific experiments which show that there is some endorphin shoot when you discover new things. It's not only for working. We are internally drug. Less expensive, internal. Less expensive. If we work hard during 1 year, maybe it's expensive. But discuss and discover how the others think. Just manually, without scientific, without the science which doesn't exist really. Not achieved. Okay.
The discussion over tea. There is some tea.
Okay. Thank you for your patience.